What is going on, everyone? Happy New Comic Book Day. It is the first New Comic Book Day of 2026. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you all had a good New Year. As you can see, there's a little guy back there.
He's trying to escape.
He's trying to run into Pulp Fiction, actually. I'm going to have Leslie introduce that little guy back there. I announced him at the very end of the video of last week, but I didn't get to show you Mr. Herbert himself, the distinguished gentleman. Tell us a little bit more about that distinguished gentleman back there.
Yes, he is our new puppy. He's not a puppy, but he's just small. He's our new dog. We adopted him on New Year's Day from the Seal Beach Animal Shelter, so shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for trusting us with Herbie. He's honestly the best. He's kind of freaking out right now, though, because he doesn't like the car very much. But we're trying to change that for him. So we brought him to Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is dog friendly. If you have a dog, you can bring them with you. So we want to introduce the Pulp Fiction employees to our new baby.
Yeah, so Herbert, you're going to have a best time at the best LCS in the world, Pulp Fiction. I'm going to go through my pulls really quick. Leslie, do you have any pulls today?
Nope.
No pulls. Pretty easy day. All my pulls are actually all just waiting at Pulp Fiction, so really, really cool there. I think I have 5 or 6. Let me double check. So in terms of catching up on my ongoings, I'm already on the last day of December 31st. It was only 3 pulls, which was Ultimate Endgame and the Punisher issue number 3. And I don't know where I put the Sorcerer Supreme with Scarlet Witch on the cover. I'm pretty sure I bought it last week. It's somewhere in the house. I'll take a look. But today's pulls, January 7th, 2026. Amazing lineup here. A bunch of Batman, actually. So first off is a one-shot comic, Absolute Batman, Arc M Special, number 1. I'm super excited about this. I'm glad I pre-ordered it because I think it would have sold out by now if I hadn't pre-ordered it. Next is an Absolute title, Absolute Green Lantern number 10. I haven't caught up with Absolute Green Lantern yet, but I will. I promise. And crazy here because Absolute Superman just came out in December 24th, Christmas Eve, and now it's out again. So Absolute Superman issue number 15, it's a new story arc. Issue number 14 was wild. If you had read it, the battle between Superman and Ra's al Ghul, epic fight, but now there's a brand new story arc, so I can't wait to get into it. Next is Batman issue number 5. One of the biggest reasons I'm reading this title is because of the art by Jorge Jimenez. It's not the best Batman title out on shelves right now because Absolute Batman has spoiled me, but I'm really looking forward to this. And finally, the last pull of today is DCKO Night Fight issue number 3. It's a mini-series, 4-issue series. We're on issue number 3. So this issue number 3 of DCKO, is Tim Drake is going to be Batman. So is Dick Grayson as Batman as well, going against Bruce Wayne, Batman himself, in this alternative reality, because as you know, if you've been keeping up with the DCKO, Batman got knocked out right before the first round of this whole tournament. It was so sad, but I'm glad that there's this extra story. That's it for today. I'm going to wrap it up for the intro because Mr. Herbie here is very excited to go to Pulp Fiction. So let's go into the best LCS in the world. Here we go. Alright, y'all, it's me, the Pull List with Ryan. It's been 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks actually. I honestly had to take a 3-week break from uploading videos on YouTube. I've been filming, but honestly, I just haven't had the chance to just sit down and film an outro, sit down and talk to you guys. It's just been so busy. A lot of personal things happen in my life. I know you guys know, I talked about this before. The reason I got into comics because I was on a leave of absence from work with my dad. But the last few weeks there was just some things happening with him that I had to be there for, and I just hadn't had the time to edit. So thank you guys for still being here. I appreciate it. It's been a tough couple of weeks, but during that time I read a lot of comics, purchased a lot of comics. I'll show you what I picked up. and we're going to be back to regular scheduled programming, hopefully, because I truly enjoy doing this. I just haven't had the energy and the time to film, but we are back, and I want to show you guys everything that I pulled the last 3 weeks, everything that I've read the last 3 weeks. There's going to be a little bit of a longer part of the video, so if you can, sit down, relax, grab some food, snacks, enjoy me just talk about comics. So the last time I spoke on this channel was right before New Year's, so that was the pull of The Punisher and Ultimate Endgame. Those were really good. And in terms of my single issues comics, I'm almost fully caught up. I'm only a week behind, so not too bad. At one point, I caught up and I started reading trade paperbacks and back issues that I had, which I'll go over in just a moment. Yeah, so before we begin, I want to give you guys quick thoughts on some of the comics that I've read from the previous pull days. So this one was from January 7th, the first new comic book day, the one that you just watched that part of 2026. I read Batman Arc M. This was a really interesting read. I don't think it was a super great title. I know that's probably a controversial take for me. It's an important part of Absolute Batman's story because you get the history of Arc M. So if you have the chance and you love Absolute Batman, this is definitely a must read. Is it one of the better titles? I don't think so, but definitely an essential in the Absolute Batman universe. Next, a new story arc with Absolute Superman. Honestly, I love Absolute Superman. If it wasn't for Absolute Batman, I think this would be my #1 Absolute title. It's always changing for me between Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Superman, and Batman. I really love this story because we get to really know the background of Superman, Kal-El, Clark Kent himself, and his thoughts on just really wanting to save the whole world, but it's impossible to do so. And yeah, we got a really just personal story here with Absolute Superman, and I'm super excited about this new arc coming up. Next is DCKO Night Fight issue #3. Another really good story about all these Batmen going against each other. Tim Drake, Dick Grayson, and Bruce Wayne himself. Super cool. We're about to wrap up with issue #4. It is a limited series run. I think it's a super good DCKO title. And if you're reading anything DCKO related, this is a must read. Some of the tie-ins I chose not to opt in for, but this right here you have to, just because Batman is not part of the DCKO bracket. And more thoughts on DCKO in just a moment. The final read for that week of January 7th, 2026, New Comic Book Day, is Batman issue #4. This was good. I don't know if he had a different artist here. I do like the art of this comic a lot. I know Jorge Jimenez is definitely the artist, but I think just like the art is very manga style in this issue. I could be wrong. But yeah, really good story of Batman. Absolute Batman is the best Batman title on shelves right now for DC, and this is really, really good too. Highly recommend if you want to read more Batman stories. So that was my pulls, and those are the comics that I read from January 7th. Now we're going to move on to some other pulls that I had that I actually back read. So this is my first time reading back-to-back issues in a long, long time. Probably before I even started this channel. So I read the entire Absolute Green Lantern series. During this time that I wasn't filming videos, I was just reading comics on and on and on. And I honestly loved it. I don't think it's as strong as the other Absolute titles. Like this and Absolute Flash are probably neck and neck. I would even argue Absolute Green Lantern is probably better than Absolute Flash. I love Flash as a superhero, but in terms of the story, this is so good. 2 and 3, it was really good. At one point, it slows down a little bit, but once you get to like issue 9 and issue 10, that's where it really picks up. The story gets so strong, and we get to really find out the power of the Green Lantern, the Green Ring. It's just so good. And the main character, I think her name is Jo, how do you say her last name? Mullion, I think. But she's the Green Lantern in this story. It's just super cool to see, and the relationships that she has. But I love what DC did with Absolute Green Lantern. Overall, I think it's a 4 out of 5 star series. Definitely some slow stories in the middle there, like issue 4 through 6. But once you get towards the current issues, absolutely phenomenal, super good. And again, this is the first time I've read back-to-back issues like this in a very, very long time. The last time I did this was when I caught up to Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, and Flash before I even started this channel. So amazing feeling. Highly recommend to just stack up all your comics and just read them back to back to back so you don't forget the stories 1 month later. But yeah, super good Absolute title, and I'm so happy I finally caught up. And when issue number 11 comes out, I'm caught up. So that's one of my biggest things that I've been worried about, is I've been so behind on Absolute Green Lantern, and I finally caught up. Next is honestly one of my favorite comics of all time, hands down. It's an Image comic by Daniel Warren Johnson, writer and artist. Probably my favorite writer and artist out of all the comic book writers and artists I've ever read. So let's just say he's my favorite of all time at this point. And that is Transformers Volume 1. This consists issue number 1 through 6. Leslie actually got this for me for Christmas. And again, this is my favorite way to read comics. Trade paperback, I would say, is the best form to read comics. Hands down, it has the whole arc in one reading, in one book. Now, my favorite way to collect is single issues by far. My favorite way to read is trade paperback. I don't have any omnibus or compendiums, but if I do, that's a good way to have all your stories. I just don't know if I'd enjoy reading it that way. We'll see. One of these days I'll have one, but reading it this way is so unbeatable. What I love about this story is the way number one is the art. Like, I don't really like Transformers. I never got into the movies. I never got into the toys, but the way Daniel Warren Johnson drew Optimus Prime, the other Starscream, the other Transformers in here is so good. And I felt like I got sucked into the story. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, like these last 2 weeks has been stressful for me. Besides like my whole dad situation, other things in life. And I felt so guilty that I haven't been like filming videos in general, but like I still read my comics. I just haven't been in the mood to film, but I'm back now. But this just helped me get back into it, just get excited about things. I honestly got sucked into this world, and the characters are just so good. It's an emotional roller coaster, and people die in the first volume, in the first few issues. It's just so good. And the way Optimus Prime makes a promise at the end of issue number 6 to protect this kid, his name is Spike. I'm pretty sure his name is Spike, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Not Sparky, I think. I don't know anything about Transformers in general, but the main Transformers, like Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, all these other ones are the good guys, and the bad Transformers are the Decepticons, but they're coming from the planet Cybertron, where there's like this whole war against Decepticons with Starscream, I believe, and the good guys, and they just crash landed on Earth. They were battling there. People got hurt, but Optimus Prime really just took on the load to protect the planet Earth and the people and try to defeat the Decepticons. But oh my, this is so good. And this is one of the reasons why I subscribed to, from issue number 25, the new writers and the new artists, which is Robert Kirkman, one of the greatest of all times as well. And I'm so excited to read that, but I'm not going to until I finish and catch up to issue number 24. So far, I've read the first 6 issues. Absolute peak. This is probably one of my favorite comics of all time. And again, I haven't really read a lot compared to a lot of people, but Invincible's up there. This is up there. The Absolute titles are up there. Amazing work, Daniel Warren Johnson. You are one of the greatest of all time, hands down. Highly recommend this. And again, this is my favorite way to read. Let me know what your favorite way to read is. Is it single issues, trade paperbacks, omnibus, compendiums? Let me know. But this by far is the best way to read, in my opinion. All right, so some other purchases that happened on the side here. I went to Book Off, a used Book Off store, or not Book Off store, a used bookstore, and they have a lot of comics. And I got really lucky, and I realized, you know what? At this point, Ryan, just start collecting as much as you can of the comics that you want. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait until you get to that title. If it's an affordable title, just buy it and just save it, you know? So I have Saga. Well, Leslie and I have Saga, and she has issue number 1, or volume number 1, I'm sorry. And I realized, you know what? I want to read Saga 2 one day. But if I find it for an affordable price, I will purchase it. And this is volume number 4. And guess how much I got it, guys? This retails for $15. I got it for $1 freaking dollar. I don't know if you can see that. $1. A trade paperback of Saga, volume 4. I'm not going to get to this in a long, long time, but if I see volume 2, volume 3, etc., I'm going to purchase them, especially if they're $1 to $2. Sign me up. So this is in my to be read list, my very, very long TBR list. Will I ever finish? I don't know. And next is something that I've been wanting to read. A lot of my friends have recommended this. A lot of comic people have recommended this. Leslie has volume 1. And I do plan on reading this in the future, but I found such a good deal at Book Off, I just couldn't pass up on it. Is volume 2 through 6 of Something is Killing the Children. Really nice copies, by the way, guys. Look at this. $2. $2 for volume 2. Volume 3, $2. Volume 4, volume 5, $2. I actually bought 2 volume 5s. I might do a giveaway one day, and then I'll give one of these copies away, volume 5 and volume 6. I'm missing volume 4. I bought volume 5 at 2 separate occasions in the last few weeks, and I totally forgot that I had it. But now I'm doing a better job of keeping track of my comics. But so good. All of these trade paperbacks I got for $2, $4, $6, $8, $10, $11. For 6 trade paperbacks, $11. Come on. Like, you can't pass up on that. So that's one of my favorite things now to do is go to Book Off. My dad loves Book Off because there's DVDs there. He buys DVDs. But I was just looking at their comic book section and their sales section. And I'm going to do that more often. Probably take you guys with me in the future. Just like a non-new comic book day video. Just go to Book Off. Look at some back issues. Especially trade paperbacks. My favorite way to read. All right, y'all. Now going to January 14th, New Comic Book Day. I know this is a very, very long video, so thank you all for standing by me, watching. I appreciate every single one of you. And these are the pulls. This DCKO issue number 3. I'm going to save it for last. This is probably my favorite DCKO main event title so far out of the 3. I've only read this out of this entire stack, but I'm still going to read Supergirl issue number 9. I'm really excited about this. Supergirl has been really, really good, especially issue number 8. Number 9, I'm hoping is the same way. I got a back issue. I was missing this. DCKO event, Lex Luthor versus the Demon, round 7. I already know what happens. I know Lex Luthor advances, but it's always good to have this copy. Now I have every single round available, and I'll explain that in a little bit. I got Wonder Woman Black and Gold 2026 special. This is my first Black and Gold title, and from my understanding, it's just a combination of Wonder Woman titles, and all the colors that you see for the art is just black and gold. So I'm really excited to read this. Never read anything like this, so I love Wonder Woman, so might as well get it, right? TMNT issue number 14. I believe I will pause reading TMNT. I'm going to start from issue number 1. I did read issue number 13, a new story arc, a new set of writers and artists. It was good. I definitely felt like jumping on was good. There's no problem there. Like, I would still recommend jumping on and reading a brand new story arc, brand new writers. Like, you could do that with Transformers issue number 25, but I just really enjoy starting from the beginning of the whole story from issue 1. And I have the trade paperback and I have all the issues, so I'm going to pause on that, come back to it later, just because I don't know a lot about the TMNT. I've seen the movies when I was a kid, and honestly, they're really, really cool heroes. But I'm going to wait on this. And then issue number 28 of Transformers. Again, like I mentioned about TMT, same exact situation. I'm going to read the rest of the Transformers and then jump on to the new set of writers, which is issue 25, 26, 27, 28 later on. Now, DCKO. This was amazing. I don't even know how else to say it. This was truly spectacular, y'all. Like, oh my gosh. Just the way this ends and the battle between, one of my favorite parts is when Lex Luthor picks, so in this round, the heroes get to pick their partner, whether that's their enemy or their friend. And one of my favorite parts was when Lex Luthor picks Supergirl as his teammate. So it was Lex Luthor and Supergirl versus Aquaman and Hawkman. And Superman in this round chose Shazam, which was really cool. But I just found it hilarious how Lex Luthor chose Supergirl, and Supergirl didn't want to work at all alongside him and fight alongside him. So they were fighting at first, and then, of course, Lex Luthor gives Supergirl the red kryptonite, which makes her so upset. And then she just rages, and she turns out to be this big old, like, angry Supergirl. Where is it? So Supergirl turns into this. So that's a super cool page. And the way this ends, y'all, so good. I thought that Batman was coming back when all these villains and heroes were selecting their partner in crime for this round. I was like, dude, Batman's coming back, but he didn't. I don't know if any of you guys thought about that as well. But the way this ends, there's 4 remaining. The bracket, I'll show you the bracket at the end, but it's going to be the Joker, Lex Luthor, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Only 4 of them are left in this DCKO event. And the next issue, the way this ends, the last panel, this is your Earth, but you are no longer its champions. They are. It's the absolute Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Now let the true fight begin. This was epic. The way this ended, and this is going to be the next issue, Trial by Absolute. Oh my goodness. I was shocked when I read this. It was truly amazing. And this is the bracket right here. We got Wonder Woman and the Joker, Superman, Lex Luthor in the conference finals, whatever you want to call it. And what is it going to be in the end? Any predictions? I think Superman, it would be cool to see Superman and Wonder Woman go at it at the last round. I don't know. I'm gonna go with this. This is my prediction. I want Wonder Woman and Lex Luthor at the very last round. It sucks that Lex Luthor would probably have to take down Superman for that to happen, but that would be really cool. I want it to be Superman versus Wonder Woman, or Wonder Woman versus Lex Luthor in the championship round of this DCKO event. But this was phenomenal, peak. You name it, all the adjectives that you can positively describe a comic, amazing. All right, all that talking now leads us to January 21st, new comic book day, which was yesterday. And I got the pulls. I did something bad again. I don't know where my most anticipated pull went. I'm pretty sure I bought it. I had it in my hand. Replay the video. I had it in my hand. I don't know where it went. But that is Captain America, issue number 6. I was really looking forward to reading all that. I was really looking forward to reading issue number 6. I don't know where it went. I'm disappointed in myself. I'm going to try to look. I always don't get the receipt. I should start getting a receipt from now on, so that way I know what I bought. I'm going to try to call them tomorrow just because they're closed, if I actually bought it or not, and if I didn't, if they could put a copy aside for me. But anyway, here are my pulls. Speed Racer, Tales from the Road. This is a separate comic. I believe there's only a couple of issues of this. I love Speed Racer. I love the Racer X run. This is just really cool. It's just a separate standalone story. Fantastic Four, issue number 7. Find Susan Storm. I don't know if this is a new story arc, but I do remember, I think Susan Storm went missing or strayed away from the Fantastic Four. So we'll see how that is. And another title I'm thinking about dropping is The Moral Thor, issue number 6. We'll see how this is. I think this issue may be the last issue of this arc, and it all depends on this, is if I'm going to keep subscribing to the Mortal Thor. A lot of Marvel titles I'm not truly enjoying, guys. But I do plan on buying the Ultimate trade paperbacks of all, like everything, X-Men, Wolverine, the Ultimates, everything. I do want to read those too. And some back issue hunting. Shout out to Leslie for picking these up for me. We went to a different comic book shop, The Amazing Comics. This helped me complete my round, DCKO rounds. I finally have them all. Aquaman versus Hawkman, round 2. I was missing this. And then Cyborg versus Swamp Thing, round 4. I was also missing this. Now I have the complete set. And then finally, the only single issue that I was missing from the Transformers New Rider arc, not New Rider arc, but the new storyline with the new writers and the new artists with Robert Kirkman and Dan Mora, is Transformers issue number 26, because I have 25, 26, 27, and 28. Wow. 23 minutes of talking. Are you guys sick of me yet? Well, that's pretty much for today's video. I really appreciate y'all for watching. Sorry I took a 3-week break. I just really needed it for my mental health. It feels good to be back though. I do want to get more into uploading more often. I know I talked about potentially talking about my New Year's resolutions. I have goals for this channel. I have goals for my social media. I do want to upload short form content again. I want to give that a try. But definitely this is what I love doing, long form content. And nothing is set in stone yet. I will make a separate video about that, about like potential new announcement. I want to take recommendations from you guys of what I should do on this channel. But that's pretty much for today's video. I really appreciate y'all for watching. I know it's super long. If you didn't make it, if you made it to the end of the video, let's see, what should we do? Comment something random. Comment your favorite sports team if you watch sports. Mine is the Lakers, Dodgers, LA Kings, LA all the way. If you made it this far, just go in the comments. Name your favorite sports team. Doesn't matter what league it is, college, doesn't matter. Name it. Something random. I just want to see how far people got to the video. But if you're brand new, subscribe to this channel. If you're new, give the video a thumbs up. Other than that, it's the Polish Rhyme. I appreciate y'all for being with me still. I know it's been a 3-week break, but that won't happen next week. Hopefully not. But I'll see you all on the next one.